You're muted.
Good evening and welcome to the all-new Dizdad's Playhouse with your hosts, Tim Hicks, Willie Crocker, and Aaron Rittmaster. Dizdad's Playhouse is brought to you by Mousemaster Travel and Wicked Mouse Travel, both of which are authorized Disney vacation planners who would love to help with your next Disney destination vacation. All right, guys, so we're here for another show. I'm your host, Aaron Rittmaster, with my co-hosts, Tim Hicks.
There's a snake in my boots.
And Willie Crocker.
Hey, welcome back.
All right, so we've got 10 minutes on the countdown clock, and this is the top 10 things or top 5 things we expect to see at Dizdad's Club Convention. And we're going to let Tim go first.
Okay, absolutely. Start that countdown. Number 5, singing happy birthday to everybody that we see that has a birthday button on. That to me is just hilarious, and it's fun, and it makes those people feel special as well. Number 4, spreading happiness. That's just, I know that's very, very general, but you just can't help it when you see a great big group of grown up guys just being little kids and having a good time. You just can't help but spread that happiness. Number 3, making a cast member famous. Rayvon, everybody remembers Rayvon from number 7, and he went on to be an ambassador. Maybe we can do that again. Number 2, general shenanigans, because it's going to happen. There's going to be some stuff that it's as regular as clockwork. Shenanigans and fun times will happen. And number 1, Randall hugs. If you've never gotten a hug from Randall Hebert, you are missing out. He is a great hugger. He's a great big old hugging bear. Lots of hugging bear.
All right. So Tim's gotten us rolling. Let's bounce over to Willie. Willie just attended his first Dizdad's Club convention, last year? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
This will be my third convention. So I'm going to start with beers all over the table at Rose and Crown. My first time I walked in, I did not realize how many beers were just waiting for anyone and everyone. It was absolutely fun and really great time. Number 4 is going to be the Dizdads at a dinner with all of us together, and no one's ready to pay the bill. No one comes prepared with cash. Number 3, multiple Trader Sam mugs will walk out of that bar paid for. No one's stealing them. They're all paid for, and no one knows how to take them home because you have too many. Number 2, and I know it's going to be there, and be sitting at Baseline Tap at some point, and I will go over and have a beer with him. And as Tim said, he does give the best hugs. And number 1, Bob. Dawa Bar. Bob from Boston.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and list my top 5, and I have to say this is a really tough one for me because I'm still iffy. I'm hoping to make it, but the chances are looking a little slim at the moment. But my top 5, assuming I get to go, are number 1, number 5, rope drop Dawa. The tradition, the being there for the Bloody Marys, I still am disappointed that we don't get the whole sunrise menu at Dawa Bar anymore. But thanks to Bob, we still get fantastic Bloody Marys, and I'm in for them. Number 4, Tim on piggyback. No, that's not Tim Hicks. I'm talking about Tim Boulogne. Tim Boulogne on piggyback in Epcot until some poor cast member has to come by and say, hey, no piggyback rides in Epcot. Number 3, Terry's raised pinky. We all know what that means. Terry's getting into the good stuff. Number 2, assorted hijinks. Why? Because you never know what's going to happen next at a Dizdad's Club convention. There's just going to be some hijinks happening somewhere. Whether it's somebody who wasn't supposed to be able to make it showing up out of the blue, or it's uh, somebody handing you a drink or a Dole Whip or a Mickey bar that's already been paid for, or just good old fashioned some kind of fun that you hadn't experienced before just pops up and happens right in front of you because you're with the gang. And number one, Mickey bars with Joe. You know it's going to happen. You know it's a Diz Dad's Club convention when you have your Mickey bar with Joe. And I would say my honorable mention is probably rampant jealousy, which I'm feeling is a likely the likely real number one for me. If I'm not able to go, I've got a couple other travel commitments that are on either side of Diz Dad's Club convention that are looking like they might get in the way, and so I might miss another one, and it's bumming me out because I made the first what 7 in a row, 9 in a row, something like that. And then since then the timing has gotten more difficult for me. So
Had to be 7 because I know you were there for 10.
yeah, well, I missed several. I was there for the first, like I said, I think it was the first 7, maybe first 8. Then I missed a couple. Then I made sure I made it back for 10, and then I missed last year. I missed 11. So I'm hoping to get back for 12. I did. I have to say, 10 was a bit of a curse. I mean, I did leave 10 with COVID.
Me too.
Right.
Yeah.
Gee, funny thing.
Weird.
Sharing a room, end up with COVID.
Imagine that.
All right. So let's before we get away from these, these are 5 things we expect to see. What are some other things that people who maybe haven't been to a Diz Dad's Club convention might expect to see, other than the top 5s that showed up on these lists?
I would say new friendships happening. I was looking at the list of people that are in the Facebook group. There's a lot of names I don't know, so I'm looking forward to meeting some new faces. And you never know. Things happen. You may just come away with a lifetime friendship. That can happen.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go with the pirate ship sinking at Pirates with all of us in the same boat.
Oh, don't think it couldn't happen.
Oh, it happened. I walked off more soaked than I did on Splash Mountain ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about you, Aaron?
I think one of the things that I'll mention is getting to see old friends. I mean, it amazes me looking back and realizing how long this group has been gathering now, and the fact that we've been doing face to face meetups, even going back before the original Diz Dad's Club convention. There's now like close to 15 years worth of uh, cross country meetups that are getting renewed when we get together for Diz Dad's Club convention. So that's the kind of thing that I'm most looking forward to, and I'm going to be most disappointed to miss if I'm not able to make it.
We're going to think positive, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to think positive. We're going to find you a room and some time.
And as long as we're talking about things to look forward to, I think we ought to talk about, I didn't put it on my top 5 list because, my uncertainty means that I haven't signed up to do it because I can't promise anybody anything. But, we've developed this tradition of spending some time helping out at Give Kids the World as part of Diz Dad's Club convention, and I think it bears some mentioning here among the top 5 things that are going to happen, because it's one of the things that's definitely going to happen. So I don't know. I mean, are either of you guys up for talking a little bit about the Diz Dad's Club participation at Give Kids the World?
Well,
I can.
Go
Go
ahead.
for
You
it.
jump in.
I've worked the last 2 years. We worked in the dining room. The first year, we took down Christmas lights. The second year, we worked in the dining room. I was I want to call it a busser, And I really loved watching the kids' faces when they could go up and get waffles with chocolate chips and whipped cream, and the word no was never said to them. And my
Yep.
favorite part was when one of the kids asked for Coca-Cola at breakfast and they got it and their face just lit up like a Christmas tree. And it was just like one of those things where like this is exactly what these kids are looking for, and they got what they wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, because frankly, the kids that are there at Give Kids the World, are in a situation where they often don't get what they want. And it's nice to be able to provide them with that opportunity to say, your wish is my command.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, people, look at this dad's club as well, what, just a bunch of guys that like to get together and drink. Well, that's not really true. We do a lot of charitable work for each other as well as for Give Kids the World. How much did we raised a lot of money last year, didn't we?
It was over 10,000.
All right. Well, that's it for Countdown. So we are going to move on to our main segment. But, this week is sort of an all one topic show. We did our countdown with what we expect from Diz Dad's Club Convention, but we're going to open that conversation up a little more broadly and talk about Diz Dad's Club Convention sort of, in the bigger sense. So, Diz Dad's Club Convention, you heard us sort of allude to it. This is going to be Diz Dad's Club Convention 12, and it's been an annual event. The only one that we missed was the one that should have taken place while Walt Disney World was closed for COVID. So it's been, this is Diz Dad's Club Convention 12 over 13 years. So the first one would have been in, can I do the math? No, I can't. Who can?
2011.
2011. There we go. So the first one was 2011. I think the first one, the biggest gathering we had at any one event was for dinner at in Wilderness Lodge.
Whispering Canyon.
Yeah, Whispering Canyon, and I think we had 30 at Whispering Canyon on the reservation. So, and that was for the first year. It's really only grown from there. And we've had, more people overall, I think, at subsequent events. But one of the things that I really love about Diz Dad's Club Convention, and we can talk about this for a little bit here, is that it's not so much about everybody always being all together all the time, and it's not always all about big gatherings. It's still, everybody who's there is having their own vacation experience. We just kind of find times to gather together, and so it's a little more dynamic. It's not a maybe more traditional, group vacation or convention gathering, because, you may just go do a couple of rides with 3 or 4 guys, but then, meet up with a bigger group for a meal or for a show, and, people come and go. And you're still going to get to experience the Walt Disney World you want to experience.
And you get to experience with people you've never met and people you've known for years.
Yep.
It's always also fun to do the major picture at the Magic Kingdom with all the dads and crew. A lot of people come up and ask questions, who we are, what we're doing, why we're there, why there's so many of us, why we're wearing weird shirts. But
Right?
I mean, it's just fun.
And if you've never been to the Frozen sing along with a great big group of guys that can't carry a note in a bucket, you missed out. This is awesome.
Yes.
All right. So while we're talking about what is Diz Dad's Club Convention, we should talk about when it is. And this year, I think in particular, it's important to talk about when it is, because traditionally, Diz Dad's Club Convention has been held over the same weekend as Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend. some of you may remember, that's really part of the origin story of the Diz Dads Club convention. It kind of grew out of the fact that it just so happened, several of us had been talking about this idea, and then we had Tim Boulogne and Barry Summers, who were, nemeses among the Diz Dads, and they both had committed to running the half marathon, and so people started lining up with Team Tim and Team Barry, and there was a momentum for people to go, even if they weren't running. But we had a big group of runners that kind of got the ball rolling. So for the first, 11 Diz Dads Club conventions, it was always over marathon weekend. This year, we all noticed that marathon weekend falls kind of inconveniently because it comes in really close to New Year's, right? Because of the way the calendar falls.
This is the second year we've done it.
Yeah. Oh, the second year we moved it away?
Correct.
Okay. I didn't remember whether last year you had done it.
Yeah, last year was a week-ish after.
Okay. So that's similar to what is happening this year. Basically, marathon weekend has gotten to be a very crowded time at Walt Disney World. And that's especially true when you get the calendar falling like it is this year, where marathon weekend comes right on the heels of New Year's, because schools start a little later when the calendar works out this way. People stay, through, and it gets hard to get rooms booked. It gets hard for the guys who are booking on DVC to be able to get space. And so the dates this year, the sort of official dates, are January 18th through 21st. And there's some guys who will come in earlier, there's some guys who will stay later, but the core dates of the event, the place where kind of, group, planning for group stuff is happening, is for those dates right in the middle, January 18th through 21st. And Tim, what are your travel plans? When are you planning on being there?
I'm actually going to come in on Monday. What day is that? The 15th or something, I think. Yeah. I'm coming in on Monday and staying until Sunday. So I was very lucky to be able to snag a room at Animal Kingdom Kidani, which is my home DDC resort. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to being at my home resort, and yeah, not to mention being with the guys. I love being at Animal Kingdom. It's
a great resort,
comforting to me.
And how about you, Willie? What's your travel schedule?
I will be arriving Sunday the 14th around 3:00, and I will be leaving on Sunday the 21st about 10 in the morning. So I will definitely be at all the major shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
It should be interesting. It's a long week.
So.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about the things that you're most looking forward to.
Well, I'm staying at Beach Club, which I thoroughly love. I love to be able to just walk over to the, Epcot whenever I want. I also love like going to Abracadabra. Jelly Rolls is absolutely a lot of fun, and it's open till 2 in the morning, which I paid the price for this year when I was at Fairmark Conference. But
yeah. That one seemed to follow you for a couple of days, Willie.
Yes, it did. And I'm really just looking forward to riding the Skyliner for the 1.5 days that it's going to be open when I'm there. Because it closes on the 16th after Martin Luther King Day.
Right. Yeah, it's a little bit of frustration, I think, from some folks. Actually, I'm hearing it from some guests too. But look, I'd rather they take it down on a regular basis and do the maintenance than they do. Right. I mean, because the alternative is to treat it like they treated the monorail for years, which is let it run to failure, and we know what that resulted in. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've never been to
Um,
Abracadabra. I'm looking forward to trying that.
They make really good old fashions.
Hmm. I do love a good old fashioned.
I know, that's why I said it.
so let's talk through some of the planned events that are sort of on the calendar, so people know what kinds of things they can expect, and what they might have to look forward to. So I know that Thursday, January 18th, which is kind of the kickoff day of the. Well, no, I guess okay. I should back up. I'm getting ahead of
That's
myself
really
as I
the
look in
kickoff
the.
day, though.
Yeah.
It is a kickoff day, but I know that there's a pre like a
There's a
yeah,
pre-dinner
there's a
party.
kickoff dinner being planned for Wednesday, January 17th.
Little
Correct.
Since
pregame.
there's so many folks coming in early. So,
Right.
but that's just quick service at Geyser Point. So there are folks gathering at Wilderness Lodge at Geyser Point for a dinner on Wednesday, January 17th. The 18th is kind of the official beginning of the event, and I think the highlight there is that folks are going to probably plan on spending the day in Magic Kingdom together, and I believe there's a group dining reservation in place for that. Is that correct?
I
Hmm.
believe they're doing something there at, is it Steakhouse 71? They're leaving the park for a little while. Um, I'm
I'm not
pulling
aware
up
of that.
all I'm pulling up all my reservations now and trying to find.
Yeah, I know that Steakhouse 71 was the top vote getter.
Right. Um,
Um, so, but that's the 18th. Um, Friday the 19th is Epcot Day and is also Give Kids the World Day. So that's the volunteering is happening Friday morning, and then people head over to Epcot afterwards. And there's a plan on, it looks like, an Epcot bar crawl that evening
yes.
around 6. So
So
that should
Tim,
be a
that's where
lot
we
of
can go to
fun.
Abracadabra if nothing else.
Cool.
There
Yeah.
you go. And for Willie, it'll be convenient to stumble back to your room.
No, I have to go to a couple other places first.
Well, right, but you'll be able to
Well,
stumble
but
back as long as
Right.
you're still in the Epcot
Beach
area.
Club, you're there, so
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
yes,
let's see. What else are we looking at?
Saturday's going to be Animal Kingdom. It's Dawa meetup at opening, and then
There we
group
go.
photos, Tree of
We're
Life.
hoping Bob's on the schedule.
He
hmm
should be.
Bob
He
being our
works.
favorite bartender at Dawa.
Yep.
and bring lots of bacon.
Yeah. Well, I might want to prepare Bob for Sunday, Saturday. Sorry.
Saturday, yeah.
Um, there was also a dessert party that's being planned by Mike McCabe. If anyone's interested,
I saw that.
um, yep, it's going to be on Thursday night. Um, they can organize up to 24 people for this event, and it will be Thursday, January 18th. It's $100 a person, and you do need to pay Mike in advance. So if you're interested, reach out to him ASAP.
Yeah, sooner the better. Don't want to, as we were talking about earlier, we want to avoid, somebody being left holding the bag on a bill that they've, put themselves out to take care of for folks.
Mm-hmm.
And these, as you can see, these are just sort of broad guidelines, right? This is a way to kind of steer the group, but people will be doing different things, different times. In between most of these events, folks will be doing, their own stuff, right? They'll be off doing other things. So are there any particular? I know that you guys were both actually at Walt Disney World in the fall, but is there anything that you're especially looking forward to getting back to do that you either want to do again or that you didn't get a chance to do when you were there in the fall?
Personally, I can't think of too much. I'm going for the experience with the guys.
Yeah.
More than anything else. It's I can go to Disney and ride rides and do whatever on my own, but having that time to hang out with the guys is important to me.
That's what I like. If I don't ride a ride for 3 days, I'll be completely fine.
Yep.
Like, but if I can hang out for 4 hours extra, I'll have so much more fun.
Yep.
Or like I
Well,
said,
now I did.
Go ahead.
Well, I did hear y'all talking as we were getting ready to record about being, uh, uh, you know, Cosmic Rewind buddies.
Yeah, but that's a different story. I mean, that's
okay.
that's the accept in all conversations. We don't do that accept. We have to do Cosmic Rewind.
Yes. That's all there is to it.
Exactly.
All right.
And then we're going to go to the Electric Umbrella and have some chicken nuggets.
Electric Umbrella.
Yeah, except that you can't anymore because they got smart and plowed it under.
Yes. Finally.
All right. So Cosmic Rewind is a must-do for you guys. What about Tron? I'm curious. I mean, is it on your list? Is it something that's important?
It's 80 seconds, and it's a little too short for me. And I didn't feel comfortable in the seat. I sat in the back seat that time, and it's cool, but it underwhelmed me. I'm glad I did it, but
I want to do it just so I can say I did it, but I would have just as much fun being that guy at the
right. It never right.
On the left,
the Monsters Inc. laugh floor. Yeah,
right. I get that. I mean, I will admit, I went to ride it at the end of the night at Magic Kingdom this past fall, and I might have been able to squeeze into the motorcycle seat, but just barely. It was really pinching my calves.
Yeah, my calves are too big.
Yeah, that was the problem. It was like the pressure on my calves was really uncomfortable, and so I had them release it, and I ended up riding in the regular the regular seat in the back. So I don't know. I mean, if I'm there again and I lose some weight, I'd want to ride it again in the motorcycle position because I think that would be cool. But right now, my calves just don't fit. And it's not a bad ride from the back. It was still pretty cool, but you're right. It's quick.
Cool ride. I'm not going to lie, but
yeah, I mean, it's a very smooth coaster, which I like. With some good fun curves and drops and things, but
I'll still take Cosmic Rewind 3 times over it.
Yeah.
Right.
There are a couple things that I'm excited about. We are going to have farts going on, Festival of the Arts. I do love looking at all the art that the artists bring in. They do a really nice job over at the Odyssey of like hands-on activies.
Oh yeah, we can see some interesting Dizdad's art. I can imagine.
Yes. You probably could see a lot of.
Maybe we should sponsor an auction. What do you think, guys?
I like it.
I'm in.
All right, so we need to recruit some guys. If you're watching this, think about spending some time in the Odyssey while you're there at Dizdad's Club Convention, and we'll collect artwork that people create, and we'll do a Give Kids the World charity auction of Dizdad's created Festival of the Arts artwork.
I think we should have to do an event there. All dads. Kind of like Give Kids the World, but it's for the dads doing art after Tipsy Ducks in Love. And
I was gonna say after it's the end point of the bar crawl.
Exactly. Right. You leave La Cava and you walk into the Odyssey. To start your art project.
You know what you're asking for, right?
Oh, I mean, I know what I'm asking for, but I'm excited about it. I can already see what we're getting. It ain't PG-13.
Nope. Pretty crude drawings of phallus-shaped things.
Speaking of hijinks and shenanigans.
Yes.
No, I like that plan. All right. So
I think we
any
should do it.
dining that's on the agenda that you're looking forward to? I mean, obviously it's fun to go out and have dinner with the guys, but any of the places that have been chosen, ones that you're particularly excited about?
I have not made one. I thought about one reservation.
Right.
As you know, Aaron, I'm the king of waiting till 5 minutes before we're ready to eat to go get something to eat, if we even eat.
Right.
Um, I will. I would be excited to go over to Geyser Point. I love their food over there. Um, Tim, do you have any reservations thought of?
No, this is one of those deals that, normally I'm the planner. I'm the one that has, I've got, okay, we're going to be in this park, so we're going to do this restaurant, blah blah blah, and I'm just not going to do that this time.
I do
there are
know there's
guys
a
that are.
meal supposedly at Sanaa, but I
What's
haven't
that?
seen any signups for it. Sanaa,
Yeah,
but I haven't seen a sign up for it.
but see, by default, I'll go there whenever the day's activities are done, and go into the Sanaa Lounge, and I know the bartender there, and he knows I like the painted leopard or lemur. Sorry, painted leopard,
I like
the
the
painted
painted leopard.
lemur.
Yeah.
Uh, it's yummy, and he'll make them good.
And then you maybe have the bread service if you're hungry.
Yes,
There
Yeah,
you go.
and
All
don't
right.
forget to ask for the
the
10th
hot sauce.
sauce.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, hopefully that gives you a little snapshot of what you might expect at a Diz Dad's Club convention. If you're interested, if you want to, get in on the fun, it's not too late. You could still participate, be a part of Diz Dad's Club Convention 12. The best way to do that is reach out to one of us, email us, send us your Facebook handle. We'll get you invited to the Diz Dads Club private Facebook group and then on into the convention group. I think that probably is the way that makes the most sense.
Yep.
So the easiest way to do that is you could email Tim at
Tim.Hicks at fantasticmemoriestravel.com.
or you could email Willie at
Willie, Willie, at wickedmousetravel.com.
Or you could email me at Aaron, Aaron, at mousemastertravel.com. And any of us would be happy to get you set up. Aside from that, hey, if you're enjoying the new show, we'd really appreciate it if you could rate and review the show, especially on Apple Podcasts. It's a whole new feed, and so none of our previous reviews or ratings carry over, and it'll make it a lot easier for other people to find us along the way if you rate and review. And maybe, share the reels that I've been posting that are clips of the shows. That'll help too. Other than that, guys, anybody else have any other housekeeping?
I hope to see everyone at DDC 12.
Yeah, if you're not signed up and you're thinking about it, do it. It's a
Do
great
it.
time.
All right.
A fun time to be had
And
by
with that
all.
said, until next time, I've been your host, Aaron Rittmaster, with my trusty co-hosts, Tim Hicks
We'll see you real soon.
and Willie Crocker.
Have a wicked wild night.
Later on, guys.